I'm going to talk about two principles which changed my life. And these are so simple that it is actually stunning to see people struggling without these two principles. Number one, focusing on what matters. Number two, the power and magic of compounding. Let me take the first one and talk about it. I was no different from anybody else. I was struggling in my college, at least initially. I am from a Tamil medium background. I had studied up to 10th standard in Tamil medium, went on to English medium in 11th and 12th, struggled a lot and somehow adjusted to that English medium way of studying and scored marks, went into my engineering and really, really struggled in my engineering courses. And when I moved on to my work life in Bangalore, to make things happen, to get my things done in the office, to ensure that I do my work, whatever is allotted to me on a daily basis. I was really struggling in terms of what is this work? What am I supposed to do? What are the main things that I need to focus on? Really, really struggling. That is when I realized that whenever I had done well, I was reflecting and understood that whenever I have done well, I had gone behind the principle of what is now famously called as Pareto principle. All of us are intuitively drawn to it, intuitively or able to think about it. When you are intuitively able to think about it and plan, you actually succeed. But consciously thinking about it, what we do, what we need to do is apply that Pareto principle. When I was struggling for my grades in college, what did I do without realizing it? I looked at what are the most important portions, what are the most important concepts, what are the things that two things, three things out of the 10 things that I need to focus on, which will give me 80%, 90% of the result. Which portions are so important in your content that are going to necessarily come in that examination, which concepts are so important, which cuts across most of the subjects, and therefore knowing that concept is going to help you understand other concepts in other subjects. That is how I applied myself in my college, but all of that I forgot when I came to my working life. In working life, I had to rediscover the Pareto all over again. Which are the two, three things that I need to do to take care of my clients? Which are the two, three things that I need to do to take care of my manager's requirement? Which are the two, three things that I need to do out of that 100 things that I am expected to in an office, which will ensure that all the rest of the things go very well? Which are the two things that I need to do today so that tomorrow and the coming week and the coming month are taken care of? When I started, and only when I started thinking like that, which is all about the Pareto principle, which says that the 20% of the things are going to give you 80% of impact, and the rest of 80% of the things are going to give you only 20% of the impact. And hence, you need to focus on the most important things in your life, which will give you the impact. And this principle is going to be valid whether it is coming to studying most important concepts, giving you clarity for all the other concepts, most important questions, which take care of all the 80%, 85% of the examination marks, whether it is application to education or the work life, where two, three things out of the 10 things are going to give you inordinate amount of impact. It applies. So think about it. If you're struggling for time, if you are not able to manage your time very well in a day, look at where is it that you are wasting your time. Are you wasting your time scrolling on social media? Or are you wasting your time watching movies? Or you binge watching Netflix, binge watching Prime? Look at all in terms of where you are wasting time. One, two, look at what is it that you need to do so that you get the best out of your student life or the work life, whatever that case may be. So looking at noting down consciously in terms of where you are wasting time and how to make the most of that time where it will have the maximum number of amount of impact will help you very well. Suppose you are struggling with your weights, suppose you are struggling with your inability to reduce weight. It may be that you are struggling because you are eating a lot more when you are about to go to bed, or maybe you are not doing your cardio enough. So you need to look at what are the two, three things that is having the huge impact on your health, huge impact on your studies, huge impact on your work life, huge impact in terms of showcasing yourself as a great employee for your manager, and or what is preventing you from doing all of this, and ensure that you go on to do this. It takes a little bit of tweaking. It doesn't even look like great amount of work because you are doing very, very few things, but those very few things have a huge impact on the outcome. And that is why Pareto principle is such a life-saving principle. The second principle that I'm going to talk about is called the principle of compounding, which many people don't really appreciate. We appreciate the compounding principle when it comes to money because we know that if I put 100 rupees today on a bank, in a bank, and the bank gives me 7% interest, 1 year down the line, it will become 107. 2 years down the line, 107 plus 7% on that 107. 2 years down the line, 7% interest on this cumulated money. We are able to appreciate it to a large extent when it comes to money, but we are not really able to appreciate it when it comes to our own efforts, when it comes to our own time. Simple thing, cumulatively, when you learn something, the impact grows as you start accumulating the skills. You are not able to appreciate it now because that is not visible, it's not really measurable. But the more cumulatively you are learning skills today, it is going to have a bigger and bigger and bigger impact on everything else in your life. That's the ability of compounding, that's the ability of accumulating. When you are able to learn, when you are able to exercise, when you are able to keep your body in shape, and whichever walk of life that we take, whether it is learning, whether it is keeping fit, whether it is money, on all walks of life, when you do small things, even small things done today accumulate over a bit of time. Even if you spend 5 minutes today studying something, sharpening your skill on something, that 5 minutes is going to have an effect some other day down the line. Even if you spend that 5 minutes, 10 minutes sharpening your ability on Excel, sharpening your ability on PowerPoint, sharpening your ability on Python, sharpening your ability to speak, sharpening your ability to think clearly, all of these are going to have a very, very big cumulative impact over a period of time. And that, because it is not visible, you are not making that effort today. People I've seen want to take big slices of time out, which they don't have. People don't have, let's say, 2 hours to spend. And because they don't have the 2 hours to spend, they don't even enroll into a course which they could easily do. They don't even think about sharpening their skills, which they can easily do. They say that, oh, I have no time. I'm traveling to my office. I don't have any time. I'm traveling back from the office. My day is gone. What they don't realize is that the traveling time to office and come office, back from office are all time available for them. Even if they are willing to take 10 minutes out of that 1 hour commute, going and coming back, they are still investing the 10 minutes into themselves. They're still investing the 10 minutes in terms of sharpening themselves. And these 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes every single day accumulate over a period of time to a fantastic impact on themselves. Even if you had to read 1 page a day, this 1 page a day over a period of time becomes one book. Even if you have to invest 2 minutes on yourself, thinking about what is it that you need to do every single day, that 2 minutes cumulates over a period of time and the compounds over a period of time, sharpens over a period of time, pays you back over a period of time. That is something that people don't appreciate outside the sphere of finance. That holds true in every single sphere, which is the power of accumulation and compounding, which pays you back very well. So think about both of these principles, Pareto principles, which is all about focusing on those few things which really truly matter. Second, the power of compounding and accumulation, where your small things, investment in small amount of time, investment, small amount of money, investing in small amount of refining yourself, sharpening yourself, pays you back big time over a period of time. See you in our next episode.